The man strolled in the August office. August immediately sat straight in his chair when his door opened and revealed his boss. "Come on, my boy," the old man says. The thing that August didn't understand was the old man. Why he was so caring. He treated August like a son and obviously loved him like one. "I need to get a kiss," August says, shaking his hand at the old man. The old man shook his head. "You will not. I banned it. You won't get another in the next 2 weeks." August froze. "What?" August was now angry. "What the heck?" Now what he was supposed to do? Everyone was going to see him as a sore loser now. The old man knew what August was thinking. He remembered reading the boy's resume. The nervous, freshly graduated, 24 years old. The old man grabbed August's jacket and held it off for August. "Come with me," the old man says with an old, wise smile. "Mr. Santorini, I really am fine. I really do not need to focus on a new client," August says, shaking his hand at the old man. "They can wait. Come on," Mr. Santorini says. August looks at his computer and signs. Then he got up and put on his jacket and followed Mr. Santorini. The old man never married and often felt lonely. He loved reading books and one day found himself at the bookstore across the street. He knew the owner was deaf and worked very hard with the store. She pulled impressive numbers. "Why are we at the bookstore?" August asked the man. "We are looking for a book. Your teacher wrote how you love to read. Do you still read just to enjoy, other than just guess informations and the news?" Mr. Santorini asked. August finally started reading the book's level. The old man smiled and left August to read all the book's spine until he came across something interesting. August found the way they were in the language sections. When he saw that he was reading about American Sign Language, he frowned, thinking with his older brother and two twin little sisters who all were deaf. His mom was also deaf. When his dad and him were hearing, one of the twins is hard on hearing but didn't want any hearing aids. She found them annoying. The twins who came as a surprise when his mother was 37. August was 15 when they were born. They were half his age and loved them too much. He should go see them soon. He pulls out his phone and sends them to the text, asking what they have been up to. Mr. Santorini smiled to him as he watched August look at the song of American Sign Language. He remembered checking a few of them. He could communicate with the bookstore owner. Speaking of, he wondered if she was here today. Mr. Santorini didn't understand August sometimes. August didn't like to talk about his family, and he didn't know why. "I'm going for someone. Be right back," Mr. Santorini says, wandering off. The old man takes his time going through the slips until he finds a small red hand standing on the ladder shelving box. He waits patiently for her to step down and notice him. He was patient, which was something that he learned as he got older. August felt confused after the old man had walked away. Did he finally get a girlfriend? August himself was curious. He was going to follow the old man to see who he was looking for, but his phone stopped him. One of his sisters texted back. He stopped walking and answered. Her text consisted with how much she missed him and wished that he was there to hang out with her. He replies that he would come see her sometime this week and then start looking for Mr. Santorini. After looking thoroughly the wifely large bookstore, he finally finds him by looking through the book slips. He moves a book carefully, being silent and watches as Mr. Santorini slowly moves his hand. Was Mr. Santorini using sign language? He definitely was. August could recognize the signs. Something about his own days he couldn't follow quite well. Some of books were in the way. August heard a side giggle and straightened up. He watched as a pair of hands reached for Mr. Santorini hands. Betty giggles snapped August out of his anger daze. Beth reaches over and helps Mr. Santorini sign one month. August was amazed. Then August walks around the bookshelf and straight up to Mr. Santorini and Beth. Beth was surprised as August walked with pure confidence. His blonde hair got short with the color blue eyes to match. She ignored her heart that was beating oddly fast and straight of the young man. She looked at Mr. Santorini, who looked at August with love and pride. Beth talks on Mr. Santorini's lip, waiting his attentions. August frowned and thought how she was rude to address him. Hi, my name is August Weeks, August says to Beth and holds his hand out for her sake. Mr. Santorini chuckles. She's deaf, my boy. August immediately strengthened himself even more. Beth just stood there clueless. August looks back over her and saw that her hair was struggling to stay out of her face, and in her hairband she had some jeans on with long sleeve turtleneck. Beth talks on Mr. Santorini's short sleeve again. It wasn't like she was trying to be rude. She wanted his attention. She couldn't speak English well. She could just choose not to speak in public. Mr. Santorini was watching August with curiosity. He couldn't help it. He was the boy, was Beth. Who is that? Beth asked Mr. Santorini, making sure her signing was slow and careful that the way he could understand. Beth looks at August feeling bad. August's phone beeps and it was like it gave him life or something. He stared back, awake from deep sleep. He makes eye contact with Beth, carefully catching her attention. Mr. Santorini then slowly watches Beth carefully, keeps her eyes on August, waiting for the next move. Or spoken word. She didn't catch on to learning how to read lips in school. Then all of a sudden August started moving his hand, and it felt like he woke up from a deep slumber. His heart started to beat again. August didn't know how to feel. Sorry, my name is August Wick. Are you deaf or hard of hearing? He asks. While some people would be offended about the questions, Beth wasn't. Beth wore the truth. Because she was like everyone else, despite what they believed, Mr. Santorini just fell over though. It seems like August spoke ASL, that is American Sign Language. It was something Mr. Santorini didn't know about the kid. I'm deaf. How do you know sign language? Beth asks. She felt like it was rare to just bump into someone who was speaking and just happened to know ASL, that is sign language. She looked at Mr. Santorini to see that he was just as surprised as she was. My mom, older brother, a little sister who is a twin are deaf. The older twin is hard of hearing. August tells her struggling with smooth word. Beth's eyebrows furrowed though. Do you use often sign language? She asks, watching as he signed. No, it's been a few months. I don't remember when the last time I used it. Maybe when I was with my family, August says, admitting to his faults. The fault was not seeing his family as often. Your moments are rough. Maybe you and Mr. Santorini can have each other. She signs and looks at Mr. Santorini. It wasn't like she was rude, she was being blunt. It was something that nobody understood about the deaf culture. They told it as they saw it. They didn't give it to themselves. They couldn't afford to. If they needed to communicate something to someone, they were going to do just that. Hurting feeling wasn't something they really cared about. Well, they did care about the people's feelings, just not too when it came to signing. The poor old man looked confused, but August understood. She says we need to work on our signing. August says, moving his hands as he talked. Beth looks at Mr. Santorini and then grabs his sleeve again. He looks at her kindly, and then August finally understood why she kept grabbing Mr. Santorini's sleeves. What book do you want today? She signs to the man, slowly watching his face to see if he was understanding. Mr. Santorini sits there, thinks about frictions. Beth waits patiently for him to finishing signing. Mystery? Beth smiles and talks on his sleeve and jerks her head. The universal language for follow me. August followed quietly and was in awe that she knew exactly where it was. She was obviously worked here. August waves his hand towards Beth and she looks at him. You work here? August asks. Beth nods and smiles widely. I own this place. She signs back with excitement clear in her face. August couldn't help but smile back. Mr. Santorini himself was already smiling. He was considering about leaving the two alone. What book do you want to read? She asked August. August had to think about it. It's been long since he actually read a book or knew which one he needed to read the next. At one time, he had a list of what he needed to read. He didn't even know where to begin or if he couldn't find something where to look at next. He never really had a favorite genre he liked. He just liked reading. What is your favorite book? He asked her. She blushes heavily. Why is she blushing? Under the Tucson sun, she sighed quickly. He never heard of it, nor has he read it. It's practically chick-lit romance. There was a movie about it, if you aren't a reader. He was quick to answer. I used to read all the time. Work has been keeping me too busy. Where do you work? Beth sighed with curiosity. Across the street, Santorini law firm. August sighed slowly. Beth hands to their magic. You're a lawyer? He nodded his head and a book catches his eyes and he couldn't help but reach and grab it. Beth grabs his arms and signs to him. That's a good book. You probably like it. Enjoy it. Then she walks away, hiding somewhere in the sleeves away from him, trying to claim her heart and humbling body.